Green Tree Productions is proud to present Duncanville Weekly News. It's the good news just for the City of Champions, Duncanville, Texas. And now, here's your host, John Thompson.
Hello world, America, Texas, and Duncanville, and welcome to this edition of Duncanville Weekly News for the middle of October 2016. Glad you're logged on and watching. Well, we've got a big show for you this time. We've got some Hall of Honor tidbits. We've got the Panthers Den and the 5K run scenes. So let's get started. Last Thursday night at the high school, the inductees for the class of 2016 of the Athletic Hall of Honor were presented. And here's some tidbits. Thursday night at DHS, the Duncanville Athletics Hall of Honor inducted 5 new members, and here's just a peek at the ceremony, emceed by Athletic Director Kathy Self-Morgan.
When I got here in 1999, I knew I came to the best school in Texas, had the best facilities, best players, best coaches, and the best trainers. When I met Dave Burton, I couldn't figure him out. When you've been around people all your life, usually you can figure them. It took me a year to figure them out.
Created the Jason Bowles Award here at the high school for Comeback Player of the Year, which is an award that our athletes really, really respected. There was a kid at Byrd, I heard the coaches talking sometime in my later years, that was lazy, he doesn't finish practice, he's always complaining he wants out, he sat there and listen to the stuff. I go to the office, I call the kid down in the nurse's office, the nurse and I evaluate the kid. He's got a rapid heart rate, other issues, he matches up, call mom, the next college soccer player, and played for her dad, that head coach at college. She went nuts. My son does not have a heart problem. No. I said, look, fine. He's not playing for us until you get him checked. The next day, he's in surgery to fix the problem with his heart. And the next time I saw her, I'm getting a huge headache from her. Doing what's right for the kids. This is something nobody knows. I don't think Maryland even knows. Maryland does that. Bill Savage was our athletic director for a long time when I first got there. Savage would come to me when he was hiring a head coach and he had it narrowed down to 2 people. He'd say, check them out. So I'd get on the phone and call the athletic trainers at the other schools and the guys, these people, male or female, had been to get the background on that. I'd get back and tell me what I found out when he'd make his decision whichever way he wanted to go. Did we make a little difference? I think we probably did. When this is all over with tonight, there's tons and tons of other stories that could go on and stuff, but what I thought we'd kind of do, if you're interested, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm going to go over to the Hilton tonight, to the bar area after we get through here, and if anybody wants to come by and just shoot the ball or whatever, I'll be there. To everybody involved, all the student trainers in the past, all the assistants in the past, and Adonis and Bill for introduction, everybody else, Marilyn, thank you very much.
We were playing Thomas Jefferson High School in a playoff series at Lowe's Field. And I'm sorry that I have to set the scene with the bad part, but you got to go through the bad part to get to the good part. So forgive me there, but Tank was pitching, and he fielded a ball, made an error, and it cost us a run. As baseball fans are prone to do, the heckling began, and the TJ fans were relentless. Throughout the game, they kept chanting, "We want Tank. We want Tank." Well, we were behind when Tank came to that. And again, the chants, "We want Tank. We want Tank." Well, Tank received a crank one out to the deepest part of the field for a homer that tied the game. And as he crossed home plate and headed back to the dugout, the Duncanville faithful began chanting, "You got Tank. You got Tank." You know, man, it was awesome. It was one of those moments that you just love about sports and about competition, that, you know, a great player doing a great thing under pressure when it matters most. Just, you know, fun stuff, and what a great memory. I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I can dang sure remember that.
But Coach Mack, you get on top of the dugout, on top of the steps, if he was position, he was in charge of the outfielders. Put his hand right. And if you're on first base, he comes from, I mean, he was coaching first base. And if you're on base, you had your lead, and a guy would try to pick you off. When you go back here, if you're standing on the bag already, Coach Mack goes, you can hear them all apart. But he was always entertainment. If I remember Coach Mack, where we could laugh at the practice, you know, he'd be running first base, coaching box, and his knee would go out on him. Well, I know it hurt him, but we thought it was funny. Everybody's trying to get his legs back in place. And I still have a vivid memory. We're down in Austin. And I don't know if he hit Mungo to the outfield before the game warmed up. I think Larry Anderson threw one in, and Larry threw the ball pretty hard, and the guy that was catching in for him missed the ball, and it hit Coach Mack in the chin. And I see him, he's laying on the in the locker room, and he's laying on the trainer's table. Bless our little room, you know. And one of the guys, I can't remember who it was, had his hand just at me. Bless his heart. I love him. He was so fun. But the fans too. I mean, in every game, man, we filled that place up, man. It was like it was a happening back in between the girls' basketball winning championships and the boys' baseball. Man, it was a special time, and I had a ball. Paid the price for a lot. Coach Miller, good Lord. I also led the league in butt whoopings, I think, for 2 years.
I had a conversation with Jan Briggs and with the late great Sandra Meadows after an in-service right before Katie's freshman year in high school. And they both approached me and wanted to know if she was going to be good enough to go to college in swimming. And I told them that she wouldn't have to go a tenth of a second faster than she was at that point in time. And there would be schools lining up to pay for her to go to school. And at that point, Sandra looked at me and said, okay, that's all I need to know. I'll leave her alone. And Jan said, good, because now I can get her. It didn't work out for Jan either.
So obviously, Coach Cameron, thank you so much for introducing me to a sport that I love. I still love it to this day. I still do it. I'm lucky that I have success in it, but mostly it's the passion that I have for it. And I really thank you for introducing me to it. Mom and Dad, thank you for sitting through hours and hours of long weekends at swim meets and encouraging me just to be me, and that it was okay that I didn't play basketball, and that I could be a swimmer. And of course, my sister. Thank you for being such an amazing role model. You're the best big sister this little sister could ever have. And I'm really sorry I passed you in height. Not really. You have always been and will always be my hero. So I love you, and thank you so much for being here. It's such a great honor to be among these amazing athletes and sponsors of Duncanville Athletics. So I thank you. It was just a wonderful time growing up here. It was very idyllic. I have very much the same feelings as you take. So thank you very, very much.
Miss Duncanville, she served in the Miss Texas pageant for Miss Duncanville, and then she was the Duchess of Duncanville at the Tyler Rose Festival, and that was really cool. We went to the museum there in Tyler one time, and Janice was showing me the dresses and the things that they were involved in, and we went back to a little history thing that they had, and they had a little TV, old-timey box TV, and you pushed a button, and it had a reel that came on, and it showed this gal from Duncanville, Texas, that had her big dress with the peacock feathers and all this. Janice had told me about it because I learned about it when we got married, because there was this thing that was long that was in the house that was sacred, and it was peacock feathers from the dress. No place to put it, but anyway, I saw her and I said, Janice, come here and look at this. You're in this. This is about you. So we ended up talking to the people, and we donated the dress to the Tyler Museum, which is great because we got it out of our house. But the beauty part was, I couldn't understand. I was walking out, and I said, this is cool. We got to get your sisters and bring everybody down here so they can see this. And she just wasn't excited. And I said, Janice, what is the problem? I mean, this is neat. This is cool. She goes, think about it, Steve. I'm in a museum. But it was really pretty cool.
Thank you for this honor. I've been extremely blessed to be born at the time I was. I have met the people I needed to meet at the time I needed to meet them. One of those people was Coach Sandra Menace at the beginning of my sophomore year of high school. She offered organization and discipline, as well as a new way to look at the game of basketball. She was tough, though. I can still hear her drop her clipboard down in the old gym to reteach something we didn't quite get. Fortunately for me, I played 3-on-3, or 6-man basketball. Again, I was born at the right time. I was a forward and played the point position. The repetitious practice of free throws made me a decent shooter on the line. And although they didn't award three-point shots back then, I could shoot from the outside. And if I didn't, I could hear Coach holler loud and clear, "Shoot the ball." She helped my confidence so much, which continues to help me to this day. I was very blessed to know her. I started volunteering during the SWAAU tournament to sell tickets as a Lions Club member during the late 80s and opened up the Panther at X's room, which contained memorabilia from former players. It was always a kick to hear young girls make fun of the uniforms from the late 20s and admire the awards received by many Pantherettes. I would encourage them to see as many Pantherette games as they could. During the mid-90s, I started helping with media requests, and I continue this task to this day.
John, early in his professional career, committed to serving his community. He joined the Huntsville JCs and the Huntsville Lions Club in 1967, went on to be the local JC president there in Huntsville, and advanced to the Texas State president of JCs and U.S. National Vice President. John was also named as one of the outstanding young Texans in 1980 as a result of his service to his local community and that to the state as well. He also served as a president of the Duncanville Chamber of Commerce and the Duncanville Lions Club, both of which he continues to be an officer today and is very active in their service to the community of Duncanville. John was named Man of the Year in Duncanville in 1997. He and his beautiful wife, Martha, started Duncanville Weekly News 25 years ago. We're in the 26th year now. And you know the rest of the story about John because, as John said, you can read it in the program.
I'd like to thank my director, Martha Thompson. She's back there filming tonight. Also, she helped me in the show. My director, and she's my first wife in 50 years. All that stuff, yeah. There's no way that I could do what these folks have do without cracking up. Try this. See if this works for you.
25 years and counting. The Panthers Den, the Hoops Corner, and the Panther Dugout Show have been staples in our production. A quick review and comments on the coaches we've had in Duncanville is what I think you'll find of interest this evening. Let's start with football. The first coach I worked with was Doug McCutcheon, a legend at Texas Tech, and was the best voiceover football coaches that we've had. Panther basketball has had some great teams, primarily under Phil McNeely, including state championships in 91, 96, and 99, and he currently is the president of the Board of Trustees at the Duncanville Independent School District. The Pantherettes have had their ups and downs over the past 25 years, mostly ups. Of course, Sandra Meadows was the coach 25 years ago and had just completed winning 3 state championships in a row and had lost in the state semifinals. Their baseball team have had only 3 coaches in the past 3 decades, starting with the legend Bob Rombach, for whom the baseball field was recently named.
That's better than up here crying, isn't it?
It's Texas. It's fall. It's high school football time in Duncanville. And the Panthers Den Show on Duncanville Weekly News with highlights of last week's Panther football game and a preview of this week's game. The Panthers Den Show on Duncanville Weekly News is brought to us by Jane's Memorial Chapel, your home-owned and operated funeral home celebrating life, honoring families, and serving you in your time of need. By the Wolverton Company, serving the Duncanville area's heating and air conditioning needs for longer than anybody can remember. By Leon Miller Commercial Properties on Main Street. Call Leon at 972-709-7181 if you need office or retail space. Freedom Chevrolet, Buick and GMC. There is not a more convenient to Duncanville new and used car dealership. It's Freedom, it's Chevrolet, it's right here. The Pope Financial Group of Raymond James and Associates. By Ben Franklin Pharmacy and Kitchens Deli. It's a trip back to the good old days right here on Main Street. By Carlin's Automotive Repair and Service, CARS, your hometown auto repair shop at 209 South Hastings. Since 1997, CARS does just about everything. Check them out at carlinscars.com or call 972-298-4869. Brett Oliver, Farmers Insurance Agency. By Rick and Jamie at Ben Franklin Plumbing. If there's any delay, it's you we pay. Glow Family Dental, right here in Duncanville on Wheatland, right by the tracks. And now, here's John with all the DHS Panthers football game highlights.
Hello, Duncanville football fans, and welcome back to the Panthers Den Show. Well, it was homecoming last week, and the Panthers hosted the Irving Nimitz Vikings, and here's what happened. It was homecoming last Friday, and a high percentage of the Duncanville High School student body, it looked like, was on the field prior to the game. Captains for this game are the permanent captains, I think, Jalen, Trey, Terrence, and Keyshawn. The Panthers won the toss and deferred, so kicked off to start the game against Irving Nimitz. And it was a great start for the Panthers as Nimitz fumbles, gets strips or something, but Keelan Elder comes out of the pile with a recovery for the Panthers on the Vikings' 20-yard line. And it's Jalen to Trey for 15. Then Jakari puts the end to this two-play drive. Josh adds the PAT. And after all of 19 seconds into the game, the Panthers lead 7-0. The Vikings ran 5 plays and punted back to the Panthers. And from the 11-yard line, Jakari picks up 5 to the 16. It's Jalen to Trey for a first down. Then Jalen hits Odell Smith up to the Nimitz 19. After Jakari picks up a couple, Jalen screen pass to Isaiah Upshaw, who takes it home.
Josh converts. So, with a little over half of the first quarter gone, it's 14-0 Panthers. After the Panthers kicked off, the Vikings are moving it until this play when Eli hits the runner just right, causing a fumble, and Keyshawn is there to recover. And the Panthers are back in business. Here's a different angle on the play. Jalen hits McKendrick over the middle for 15 yards and a first down. But a couple of plays later, Jalen is scrambling and gets the ball knocked out of his hand and is covered by the Vikings to end this Panther drive. And the first quarter with the Panthers leading 14-0. Nimitz was 4 and out and punted again to the Panthers, who have 3rd down and 15 when Jalen hits Jakari, and he gets a first down and more. Then a screen pass to Isaiah Upshaw produces a 29-yard touchdown. And Josh's PAT. Made it 21-0 after 3 minutes into the second quarter. On the ensuing kickoff, Eli Jones snares a ricochet and takes it to the Nimitz 26-yard line. But the Panthers went 4 and out and turned it over to the Vikings deep in their own territory, then forcing them to punt out of their own end zone to the Nimitz 39. Then Jalen passes to Isaiah for 23 yards to the Nimitz 5-yard line, and from there, Trey takes it in around the left side. Josh converts, so it's 28-0 Panthers with 4 minutes left in the first half. After the kickoff, Nimitz has to punt again, but Trey can't handle it. And Nimitz is still in business at the Panther 38. They move it to the 3 thanks to a couple of penalties against the Panthers and complete this pass for the touchdown and convert the PAT. And at the half, it's 28-7 Panthers. And at halftime, 3 of the 5 DHS Athletic Hall of Honor recipients were introduced, to include Janice Savage Martin on the left and Doc Burton on the right and little old me in the middle.
School board since 2012. Your former Miss America, Janice Savage Martin. And also in the house, Mr. Hollywood, John F. Thompson.
35 points in the first half suggests another high-scoring game. And James Johnson takes the second half kickoff and makes a return to the Nimitz territory. But back to the Panther 18 for one of only like 13 flags in this game. It's 4th down and 2 at their own 37. And the Panthers go for it. But Isaiah is tripped up for no gain, so the ball goes over. But Nimitz punts again, and the Panthers have 4th and 1 at the Nimitz 48. But Jakari is stopped. And again, the ball goes over on downs to the Vikings. Nimitz moves the ball to the 49-yard line when Eli intercepts and makes a nice run back. But
On a first down play, junior Trezon Conley is now in at quarterback and goes for 13 yards. And then Keelan Elder goes for 15. Trezon is intercepted in the end zone, throwing to Jamel Hamilton to end a scoreless third quarter. In the fourth, after Nimitz had punted again, Tyrone goes for 28 yards to the Nimitz 12. But some penalties left it 4th and 22. And Josh came in for a field goal attempt, but it's blocked. And Nimitz takes possession. It's 4th and 7, and the Panthers defense causes a fumble, but the ball was going to be turned over anyway on downs. The Panthers ran a couple of riskless running plays, and that's it. In a game where they never punted. Final, Panthers 28 and Irving Nimitz 7. The Panthers up their record to 5-1 and 2-1 in the district. But even after this win, Coach Samples, he doesn't look too happy, but everybody else does.
Each show we have a play of the week. And in the Irving Nimitz game, it happened in the middle of the second quarter when leading 7-0.
Jalen throws a screen pass to Isaiah Upshaw, and he finishes the drive squeaking down the sidelines and diving into the end zone for the touchdown to give the Panthers a 2-score lead, and that's why it's the play of the week.
The play of the week is brought to us by the Pope Financial Group of Raymond James and Associates. See John or Don at 222 East Wheatland Road or call 972-780-0533 for your investment needs.
Also, we have a hit of the week. And in the Irving Nimitz game, it also happened in the second quarter when,
with the Panthers leading 14-0, Nimitz is on the move, but when Eli Jones hits the runner just right, he causes a fumble that Keyshawn Johnson pounces on to recover the ball and get it back to the Panthers. That led to another touchdown, and that's why it's the hit of the week.
The hit of the week is brought to us by Ben Franklin Apothecary, located at 302 North Main Street in the heart of downtown Duncanville. Shop for unique gifts, take care of any pharmaceutical needs, or enjoy lunch at Kitchen's Deli Sandwich Shop. Call 972-298-1147 or visit online for more information.
well, now we're 3 weeks into the District 7 6A action, and here are the current standings.
Only 2 teams remain undefeated, DeSoto and South Grand Prairie. The Panthers and Cedar Hill are 2-1. Those are probably your playoff teams. Grand Prairie is 1-2, along with Irving Nimitz. Irving MacArthur and Irving High are yet to win a game.
The District 7 6A standings are brought to you by Brett Oliver's Farmers Insurance Agency, serving the Duncanville and Southwest Dallas area. For all of your insurance needs, call Brett at 972-293-0204.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Well, the top game in the area this week should be the Panthers versus the South Grand Prairie Warriors. The game will be at 7:30 at the Gopher Warrior Bowl in Grand Prairie. The Panthers are ranked like number 8 in the area, and South Grand Prairie is right behind them, so this ought to be a good one. We'll be back on October the 18th with highlights of that game and more. As we close, let's see some scenes from last Saturday morning's 5K Heart of Duncanville run. That was the biggest deal going on Saturday, and we'll see you October the 18th.
I had a steak out the trails.
Are you riding up on a chicken?
Be normal.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Better. That's better.
Yeah.
I did. Hey, thank you. Good to see you. Hey, Martha.
Number one?
Yeah, number one.
All right.
Oh, hey, Martha.
Hey.
Hey, Martha.
You finished number one, right?
No, but last year I was the last person to cross the finish line. See what 40 pounds weight loss will do for you?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Sure. I came in first.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
In first in 18 minutes.
He said, I gave you the example of what to say, spoken by that man on that cross that day. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And he said, you see, Shane, the example's been given to you. Oh, yeah.